What's up, all you D2 duelers? We have turned our Poison Nova Necro into a player killer. And this guy is far better at dueling than I ever thought he would be. I was so excited about this, I had to share it with you guys. So I threw together a quick video here. I'm gonna quickly go over the build and how that differs from our PvM build. Then I'm gonna just shut up and show you some duels. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and let's dive into this. You might have seen my video about the PvM version of the Poison Nova Necro. If you haven't, check it out by clicking on the card above. I'll also link you to it at the end of this video. So not only is this type of character good at killing Bale, turns out it's pretty good at kicking ass too. In all seriousness, this beats builds I thought it wouldn't stand a chance against. We did have to restat and reskill this guy, so let me show you what we did. So let's start with the 1-point wonders. Lower resist, this is the main curse you're gonna use. Much like the PvM version of the Necro, put 1 point into this, just the one. Another 1-point wonder is Fire Golem. Poison Nova alone can't actually kill your opponent after that initial hit. It can only bring them to 1 life. But Fire Golem has a holy fire aura that pulses a constant small amount of fire damage, which can finish your opponent off. You could finish your opponent with another Poison Nova, but it requires you to directly hit them again, and Fire Golem just makes that job a lot easier. You can also stat Revive with 1 point in case you have to deal with some bad-mannered players. That's totally up to you. On to the bread and butter. Obviously, we're gonna max Poison Nova and all of its synergies. In the PvM version, we maxed Corpse Explosion. That's not necessarily good in PvP, so what we did instead was we maxed Bone Prison. Not only is Bone Prison good in certain matchups, but it also pumps up Bone Armor more than an actual point in Bone Armor does. And the rest of our points went into Bone Wall for the same reason. We actually don't have a lot of damage reduction on our setup for this, so we need Bone Armor to absorb as much damage as it can. On to the stats, just enough strength to wear your gear. We actually have spirits in our stash to switch out to, so you're gonna want at least 156 strength. We want just enough dexterity for 75% or max block, and the rest of your points are going right into vitality. That's it for the stats, pretty straightforward. So now let's just jump into the gear. We are actually gonna hit 75% cast. We do have the ability to switch out in the stash and hit max cast and even stack on some more FHR if we need to, but we'll get there in a second. Of course, we're using Death's Web here. Find the best one that you can and put the best poison facet that you can find into it. It's gonna pay a lot of dividends in PvP. The helm, thank you so much, Larzuk, for the 2 sockets on this thing. This is a +2 Necromancer skills, 20% faster cast rate helm that got 2 sockets from Larzuk, so we put 2 poison facets right inside of it. Admittedly, this would be a little better for this build if it was +3 to poison and bone skills and 20% faster cast. There are also a variety of rare 220 and possibly 2 open socket helms that you could have that could make this pretty sweet as well. On to the amulet. You're gonna hopefully want a +2 to Necromancer skills amulet here with at least +15% faster cast rate. You could also go with 10% cast or even no cast if you plan on making up for that faster cast rate in your rings. But in this build, we just use 2 SOJs for the huge boost to mana and skills, and I think that's definitely the right way to go. As far as armor, we have Enigma, Triangles, Arachnid's Mesh, and then as I mentioned, we have SOJs. Our boots are Sandstorm Trek. We'll take faster hit recovery wherever we can get it. Onto the shield, I use Homunculus here over SS solely because of the chance to block. Homunculus actually has a far greater % chance to block than SS does, and that requires us to dump less points into dexterity so that we can throw more of them into vitality. But also Homunculus gives us +2 to skills, +40 resistances, just a whole bunch of good stuff. So for those reasons, I choose to use Homunculus. Storm Shield is also a fine choice here. You're just gonna lose out on some damage. The inventory is nothing special. We have the same Torch and Annihilus that we had with our PvM build, basically poison and bone skills, skill charms, some with life and various stats. and then just a very bad mix-up of life and resist charms in the inventory. Inventory, in fact, is very lacking, and if you're really looking to take a necro like this to the next level, you're definitely going to want to focus in that area to improve it. We have Spirit in case we need to stack up on faster hit recovery and faster cast rate. We would want to use Spirit in the matchups where we need to hit maximum faster cast rate and we are not concerned about blocking. In order to hit that max cast, we just simply switch these shields out right here, and I do have two 10% faster cast rate rings. By switching those items out right there, we can hit the maximum breakpoint for faster cast. We also have a Hodo in our stash. This is for those rare situations where you need to have max cast and max block. So as much as we would ever hate to do it, we would switch out Death's Web for Hodo and our two faster cast rate rings. That will give us max cast and we'll also have max block. And that's the basic build. Now I'm gonna show you one of my first experiences dueling with this character. I dueled a Barb, a Cold Sorceress, a VT, and the boogeyman of Diablo 2 PvP, a Ghost Assassin. There's a ton of duels against the level 99 Ghost Assassin named Creation at the end of the video I'm about to show you, and we did far better against that build than I ever thought we would. So I'm gonna shut up now and show you the duels. Here's the video. I hope you enjoy it.